Hi, Mr. Ray here. Hey, in this video we're going to look at how you would create a parallel program. And by that I mean you've got your main program running and you want to run something else at the same time. So maybe you're moving down the field and you want to use one of your other motors to move something to get in position for one of your missions. So let's start with the usual stuff. I like to always start and set up first my drive motors. Mine are on B and C, yours can be whatever you choose. And then I generally add this command which tells it to set the brake at the end of a movement. Now what we're going to do is build a My block that will let you drive motor A. So let's start off with a My block. We'll make a My block. We'll give this thing run motor A. I'm going to skip out here a ways and put degrees in. I use that as a label for this input so I know what I'm doing there. You notice I put degrees in here. On the actual My block, when we go to use it, this will be blank. Then I want to add another label, call this speed, add an input, call it speed. Again, that one will not show when you pull the My block out. So now what this My block is going to do is going to run motor A for this, how many ever degrees we say here at this speed. So here we go. And here's what it will look like when we run it. So let's get things going. So this My block, what it's supposed to do is start motor A running at this speed and for this many degrees and then continue. So to demonstrate that, let's go back up to the movement and we'll just pick one of these. And I'm going to tell the robot to just go straight for 2 rotations at 25. And then as usual, we need to stop everything when the program's done. So this is what will stop the program, and we'll come back and get a blue signal here. It'll be red when it's running. So now what do I need inside of here? Well, I want to build a couple of variables. Remember, a variable is just somewhere I can store things that I can see all over my program. So I've got A speed, which is going to be the speed I want to drive motor A. And I've got A degrees. Okay. So now, here I'm going to specify the degrees, but I'm actually going to use another way to start the motor in parallel. This will run in this program. If I want to run something in parallel, the way I know how to do it is, if I can read these, is with something like this. When I receive a message, in fact it is with this, you notice it has a hump here. You cannot connect this to one of these. So this is a new program that is independent of this one. So if I can just get this one to run, then I'll be in good shape. Well, first off, I need a new, I'm going to tell it to run by sending a message, and I need to give it a name that sort of makes sense to me. So I'm going to call it Run A. You might like a better name than that, I don't know. So now I want a way to get this thing to run. So let's see, let's look what we can do with motor A. Let's grab this block out which says run motor A, degrees. I want to use degrees, not rotations, and at some speed. Well, the speed I want to, we'll see how we're going to get this in a minute. The speed I want to use is this, and the degrees is this. So now, if I can send this message, this motor will start running. So let's see how we're going to do that. Using the My Block, we're going to set A degrees to degrees. Now these are local to this My Block, so I can't use these down here, I don't believe. At least I don't. I get confused if I try to do things like that. And I want to set A speed to speed. Now I want to tell it to run this. So we go back over to Control, and not in Control, am I? Events, I'm sorry. And I want to broadcast a message. And the message I want to broadcast is run motor A. So now I believe that's everything. I'm going to pull this back over so I have a little bit more room. I'm going to bring the screen up a little bigger. Oh, I didn't want it quite that much. I'm going to pull this down here so you can still see it. Make this a little bigger yet. I'm going to stop. So now I've brought the camera up bigger so you can see my robot. I'm going to drive it in just a minute. You'll notice that there's a motor on the front. That's motor A with an axle sticking up and a yellow axle perpendicular. Now what I want to do is run this and have the robot moving and that axle to turn 180 degrees. And to do that, I need to tell it over in this block for the My Block that I want to go 180 degrees at some speed. Say, well, let's just do it slow at 10. So now then I'll run this. What should happen is this command will get issued, that motor will start running, and this motor, drive motors will start running at the same time. So here we go. Okay, so now I've switched back to the view where you can see me as well as the program. Okay, that's all we have for that program. Now you notice you could do this, you could make one for motor D obviously just by changing the A's to D's. Other things you might use this for is at some point I'm going to post a navigation routine which is somewhat more complicated. And using one of these types of mechanism, I can start the robot running with the gyro controlling the direction, and I can change the direction while that My Block is running. Thanks for watching.